showing our video. Oh, there we are. We are live. We might be live. Who knows?
How do you find out?
Should I grab the camera and show everybody
Live on what?
what it looks like when Andrew is sleeping? YouTube, Bowfishing TV. Let's see. I've got the live chat on. Let's see if anybody picks it up. I haven't posted anywhere that we are streaming live, so they may not. Right off the bat.
Yeah, you're live.
Is it? Oh, damn. We must be live. I better finish this and get it out of here then.
It's a delay.
Yo, bad delay. Oh, damn. Uh-oh. And we got audio. That's what I was worried about, is what the audio was going to pick up right or not. We all stick around. If there's anybody here yet, there ain't nobody there yet. I've got Andrew here with me, so once we get him woke up and off the chair, we'll maybe talk about some stuff.
It's a little tiring.
Oh man, you only waited what, 45 minutes for me to get this ready?
Or longer.
Let's we'll do some audio checks here. This is our first podcast. Finally, we've attempted this, I don't know, 75 times, and
we end up on the water instead.
I know. We need to just hook all this up on the boat and just sit there and do a podcast right there on the boat before we launch, or as we launch, or while we're waiting for it to get dark enough. But we are here regardless. I think we might be pretty decent on the audio there. If anybody tunes in and the audio is jacked up, let me know. I think I can check your live chats. I don't know. It's our first time, so if it works, it works. If it don't, sorry about your luck.
So nice.
I am. I'm not a very nice person after dealing with computers. I'm a lot nicer when I'm not dealing with computers, but I chose this life, I guess. We'll give it a minute. Let some people show up. Maybe let's post this. Let's get this sent out to some social media or something. And if you're on here, send us a thumbs up or a hey, we're here. Shut up. Stop talking. Whatever you want to say. That way we know you're there, and we'll try to work our way through all this.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. So, our travels.
So Jason's slowly but surely trying to put some things together.
Emphasis on the slowly.
45-minute delay. What is wrong with you?
Well, whenever you hit me up and I'm just, being lazy as usual and not ready to do all this, it takes a minute. So now I got to figure out how to share this thing live.
I did.
Did you?
Well, the link.
That's what I was trying to see if I got a.
Yeah, just share it on the link.
Oh, okay, cool. That's exactly what we needed. See, Andrew's on top of it. He went from snoring to being on top of the game.
Is it dark yet?
Is it dark yet?
Time to shoot some fish.
Almost. We got it's 3:30. We only got 5 hours till dark.
Those are home.
I got 2. Oh wait, I only got a reel on 1.
How do I do this?
There's some. How do you do this?
The black rifle coffee.
Stick around. You want the black rifle?
Yeah, some coffee.
You don't want coffee. You're crazy.
I want coffee.
You don't even drink coffee. You want some Red Bull?
Whoa, maybe. What's it got to go with it?
Maybe Vegas Mom or something? Or you don't want coffee?
freak. What is wrong with you? Your taste.
Hey, I gotta watch my sugar intake.
Uh-huh.
I don't worry about anything but my sugar. All right. We got anybody here yet? No. Nobody cares. Nobody loves us.
Everybody's at work.
Huh? Everybody's at work?
Everybody's at work.
That's fine. We'll still be here. Anyway, so we've kind of been all over the place this off season, as some people call it. We're not very good with that off season thing. We tend to chase them. You know, it gets cold here. Where do we go? South. I mean, where's it warm? We head south.
And when it's cold south,
well, we
bundle up. Come here.
we bundle up. We bundle up and chase them here. We've been out breaking ice with an airboat. That was interesting. There'll be plenty of video about that. Well, plenty. There'll be some video about that. But you know, in breaking ice, we was also able to get your daughter a record. So I mean, you can't really beat that.
No, it worked out pretty well.
It
I
did.
think it's different when you go to break ice. Steering's a little different.
It's inexistent.
Sometimes you only can go straight.
Yeah, steering's non-existent. But you know, when you're 4 foot higher than everybody else, it's kind of awkward, to say the least, where I was at. But
I forgot about that. Yeah.
Yeah, it's fun from up there.
And we did a little bit of river running.
Some
And
off-roading.
you thought those welds wouldn't hold. They held through the ice. They were going to hold through any river we went to.
I'm not scared about your welds anymore. I've seen the welds on the rest of the welds on the boat break. Mine have not yet, with me leaning against them even, or yours on my tower. We've spent a lot of time on the water. Andrew has spent a lot more time. He's had a little more, I don't know what you would call it, better timing. We'll just go with that.
Yeah.
We'll go with that. But we've had a good time this winter, or off season, or whatever you want to call it, and we haven't stopped. We won't stop. We're going to chase the fish no matter where they're at, no matter what the temperature is. We may not always be there when they're there, but which we found out this week.
Yeah.
Pressures are rough.
Definitely checking weather. Weather's never right. We went down for a little fun tournament shoot. Finally found some fish. Like always.
Day of.
24 hours later, they're not there.
No.
Or a lot of wind picks up.
Yeah, that wind is rough. I've fished out of every boat except an airboat for a long time, and then now that we're in an airboat, it's a little tricky. Find that the slightest wind can really, 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 really change your game plan, I guess. We had some pretty. We went from the weatherman saying that it was going to be 5 to 10 mile an hour with some 15 mile gusts.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's tolerable somewhat. Then went from that to we fished halfway through our night, or the first 3 or 4 hours, I guess actually. Struggled for the fish because the pressure was rising, which really put a damper on things. And then went from that to 25 to 30 mile an hour gusts with a 10 to 15 mile steady wind, and airboats don't like that. I mean, it was a whole new game for me, and Andrew kind of had an idea already. He knew it was going to be rough, but we did it though. We fought our way through the biggest part of it, and got kind of caught with our pants down, I guess, in a way, I guess you could say.
Yeah, so it's something we don't care to experience every time we go out. I'll put it that way. But we're going to be heading off here pretty shortly. Going over towards Kentucky, Tennessee area, they have a Dixie Classic
Yeah.
coming up, and so there's a lot of scouting time. Do a little video, and should be fun. Hopefully the weather will partake.
Hopefully.
A lot of our waters around here and over there as well. You guys know we've got rain, lots of flooding, lots of chocolate milk. So
Yeah, makes it tough to. I mean, when you're already fighting the water temperature or the water, I guess your temperatures, your stability of the water, the color, the clarity of the water, and all that. You're already fighting that, and then you add in the atmosphere as far as pressures and wind, and man, it can really make an easy shoot rough. I mean, you get down there and you scout, like you said, and it doesn't matter what tournament it is. You go down, you scout, and you're like, man, we've got these fish here, we've got these fish here. This is money. We got it figured out. And then come tournament day, as anybody that's ever shot the Muzzy knows, and any tournament other than but the Muzzy has always been, a given that.
It will storm.
Yeah. You need to figure out. You need to find the worst storm in the year and go scout for fish that week, and then because that's what you're going to incur on the night of the tournament.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter what you find the night before, the 2 nights before, a week before, whatever. Those fish are going to be gone. It doesn't matter, and if they're there, you won't be able to see them because the rain and the temperature and everything is just jacked up. But that's the that's part of the nature of the beast, I guess. Really, we don't know anything different. We just jump in and go do it, which is what everybody really does. I mean, if you're not out there doing it, then what are you here for? I mean, we go have fun. We shoot fish. We still chase fish. It gets aggravating and nerve-wracking, but we do it. But then some good things come out of it. This year, the weather was. I mean, it was a normal winter, I guess. In a way, we had some pretty cold days, and Andrew and a couple of his friends and his son or stepson, whatever, were able to get on some fish and on an undisclosed location. You'll never know, but it was in the water, kind of. It was hard. Well, it was soft water when you guys shot.
Yeah.
Luke was able to get on a couple records.
Yeah.
And then we went chasing some records. This is the fun part. We went chasing. We took Luke chasing records. That went a little south for him.
He's 13 years old. It went a little south, and we went a little south.
Yeah, but in a bunch of ways.
And it was an opportunity that we went down, hauled the airboat down to Louisiana, visited one of our buddies down there, Alan, and basically our plan was we were just coming down. We were either going to get a hotel or stay at his lodging, pay for the lodging, and we were going to go. I know he's got guided trips all the time. We were going to just go do us. He had William down there and his dad.
Yeah, Beerus.
Yeah. And so we were able to get a hold of him and ask him if he wanted to get together and if they wanted to stay another day, which they had a flight at that time. They ended up changing their flight so the kids could shoot together. And so that
was awesome.
Made that trip worthwhile.
Definitely.
They definitely can't set a record unless they're hitting the record.
Yeah, that's true.
You can see them all you want. You just got to make sure your arrows
connecting.
get to it. William did a good job. He set some. Luke turned around and come back, and I think he set 2 or 3 more
right
once
after
we got back. Yeah.
Well, we went down there. I mean, there was a record set, but we won't go into too much depth on that. But there was definitely a record set as to how many sheep's head were ever put on Alan Yetter's boat. Because Alan took us out from Southern Style Bowfishing. He took us out one night with William and his dad Ben and Andrew and Luke, and kind of let the kids go head to head for a little bit, and they did their part, but they had to have little backup shots here and there. But it was a great time and put a record number of sheepshead in Allen's boat. That was a great time. That fed a lot of people, a lot of good food too, and that was just that one night. I mean, the fish were really cooperating for a couple nights down there. And then for Luke to come back up here after wanting to go down there and shoot some records, we had talked to Alan, and he stated that William actually set 4 records while he was down there with Alan the night before, and those 4 records just happened to be the ones Luke was after. But a little heartbreaking for him, but he went down and did his best and showed that he's no slouch either. He can go down and shoot fish with the best of them, and then come back home and found some waters that had some records that needed beat, and went and did it. And which ones did he get? What did Luke end up getting this year?
He's got the buffalo. He's got a bowfin. He's got
nice
a gizzard shad. He has, what was the other one he shot? Oh my gosh,
I don't remember what the other one was. I know you sent them to me. I wasn't there whenever those happened. I haven't been there yet when he shot a record. I only got to film your daughter shoot a record.
Gizzard shad. Let's see. I got the needlefish. He's got the bowfin, spotted gar.
Nice. Right.
And the buffalo.
Now, where were those shot at? No, wait, never mind.
We won't talk about that. It discloses a state. It's Tennessee.
Oh, it was Tennessee.
But
there's not a whole lot of water in Tennessee. Well, I guess there's
a lot of water right now.
There is a lot of water in Tennessee. A lot of Missouri water in Tennessee right now. It's a little flooded down that way, and so we had initially intended on launching this podcast, which this is just our first initial kind of test run for the most part. We're still working some bugs out, but we initially intended on launching this in January, and when we started looking at doing this, the fish were biting down south. They were biting on fiberglass apparently. So we spent a lot of time down that way. When we started, we went to see Alan several times, and we made our way to Texas, and we made our way to Tennessee and Kentucky, and that's really what it takes. If you want to go get on fish all the time, you got to travel. I know not everybody can do it at all times. Luckily, doing what I do and what Andrew does, we're fortunate enough to be able to do so. And we went down. When did we pick up your airboat?
December.
In December. So we went down in December, and that's really what kicked all of this off. Was Andrew's been wanting an airboat. He's got one being built, but he's impatient, such as I am. And we went down in December and picked up an airboat down on the Red River.
From Jeff.
And that from Jeff, that was a great time. I had a blast actually hanging out with them and running up and down the river a little bit. There wasn't any water hardly, so we found that his boat will run somewhat on dry-ish land. And so we ran the hell out of it and went and found fish. We shot fish. We had a great time. Came back and immediately went. I mean, we didn't want to stop. We just wanted to keep getting on the water. He's got a new boat, new to him boat, so he wanted to keep getting on the water, and so we did that. And we spent most of the winter chasing fish.
Yeah. I mean, we didn't get to do much. Didn't do much predator hunting this year, or a whole lot of deer hunting besides getting the kids out.
Yeah.
Pretty much chase
just
fish.
Chased them. Yeah.
I know we have several things in the works. Hopefully that'll be popping up soon. So be paying attention to YouTube.
Yeah.
We'll also be disclosing some little secrets that are going on.
There is a lot going on, especially just in the bowfishing world, not necessarily with just us. The bowfishing world's kind of taken a good turn and a bad turn. Our buddies over at Unguided, boy, they took a serious hit this last week. And anybody that's into bowfishing really needs to get behind what they were doing. It was not a bad thing, but the people involved on the other end really are giving them a kick in the bad spot. They're really kicking them while they're down, or trying to kick them while they're down. But they're not down. They're up. They're doing the right thing. They're shooting
invasive
I don't care
species,
what
yeah.
anybody says. Yeah, it's an invasive species, and people are transplanting these fish into this lake or into this, not even a lake, a body of water, and gaining monetarily gaining from it. But yet at the same time, it is still an invasive species, and they were doing the right thing, and I support that 100%. We all do, and anybody that can get behind that, please do. Those guys were doing the right thing, and they're really taking a bad hit for it. I've talked to a couple of them and told them if there's anything we can do to help, just let us know, and I'm behind that 100%. Because here in the Midwest, if you capture wild hogs, you release them. I don't care where you're at. You release them into a public area. That's a felony. Mm-hmm. Or I may be wrong. It may not be a felony. I better look that up. But it is still a crime. The MDC, I know here in Missouri, and everybody else stands behind it. If you capture a hog, you are supposed to dispatch it. You are not to release it. Well, that's what they were doing down there. They were releasing it, basically an invasive species, into the waters, into public waters.
Well, and we have that
for monetary value.
And we have that rule here is our silvers and bigheads. When you catch them, you are not supposed to put them. You're supposed to kill them.
Yeah, if they jump in your boat,
as
much as you want to throw them back.
Yeah, you are not supposed to put them back in our waters.
But yeah,
and I think some of that's that they say, well, we catch and release all the time down there, and they haven't get cited for it. Well, then that means your local fish and game needs to start writing citations.
Part. Yeah, they need to do their job.
And then the pressure off us of what we do for harvesting them will come off.
Yes, and they're getting everything from death threats and whatnot for all of that. But yet, I mean, how do you respond to that? Like you getting death threats from people because they are making monetary gains off of invasive species. Yet 100% of our goal is to eliminate invasive species. So you're like, where's that fine line? So it's a never-ending battle, and we'll never win. Nobody will ever win, because you look at Kentucky Lake Barkley. I mean,
it's bad.
So you cannot even enjoy bow fishing down there. Like, people want to go shoot flying carp
for about 10 minutes.
That's cool for about 10 minutes, 15 minutes. I always wanted to do it, and we were down there. We took a gentleman. It was a back to blue, I think, tournament or shoot, and we took him out, and he gets smoked in the face by I don't know, 7-8 pound Asian. Probably it wasn't a huge, but it was big enough to. He caught him right in the side of the face and just
put him to the ground.
Yeah, I ducked it, turned around, and he was ducked down in the bottom of the boat, and it already got him. It's like, how is this any fun? That, and at that point, it's not as much fun as people think it is, and not only that reason, but you look at the bass fishermen. Kentucky Lake used to be known for huge bass and an abundance of large largemouth bass. And now a lot of those bass fishermen don't even like to fish that lake because they're getting smoked by these things, and they're running 60 mile an hour across the lake in a bass boat. You get a 5 pound fish. I don't care if it's a 2 pound fish. Jumps up and you catch that thing in the face, you're done. Yeah. You're done. I mean, there's a lot of I've been reading a lot on through the Bassmasters and BASS and all of them, and there's a real big problem with that. I mean, and all we're trying to do is clean them out. Yeah, we have fun. Don't get me wrong. We have a blast shooting them, but at the end of the day, it's all about making the water safe and clean.
So we experienced some things this weekend that has happened several times, and it's not a fun experience. It's not something I would hope anyone else has to endure. We were in Texas on some waters all the time. We're shining, you got your lights on, you're going slow, cruising around looking for fish, trying to look in the water, and you got people shining spotlights at you. And typically we don't do a whole lot. We just try to ease on by their place.
Find a new place to shoot.
Yeah, try to get away. We did stop and talk to a guy. He was nice enough to at least come down to his dock, and
That was cool.
and we shut the boat off, and we kind of let him know what we were doing. At that particular body of water, we were looking for commons, and the bass were spawning, and the commons were, of course, hitting
Pushing
bass
bass.
beds and eating up all the eggs. We explained to him that's kind of what we're doing, trying to help control the population a little bit as far as the common carp. Very nice, very understandable. That was a great experience.
Yeah.
I always recommend
All
if
around.
you have a chance to talk to him, let him know what's going on. Next thing we know, we're in another area and we got disgruntled people, and
See,
you know,
at least 5 gunshots I know
Yeah.
of.
popping gunshots off at us.
The bad part was there was another bow fisherman out there, not even included in the tournament and everything we were doing. He was just taking his kids out, plus some of his kids' friends, and they were just out having a good time, they thought. And just because they had bright lights and a generator going, this same guy came all the way down to the water's edge, and these houses were 100 yards off the water. He made his way all the way down and let it known basically that he had plenty of ammo, and he was basically just being a jerk, and to him and all it's one adult and five or six
5 kids.
Kids under 15 years old. Like, what's the purpose? Like, why are you down here? They're doing nothing different than everybody else on the lake. They're just doing it at a different time of the day, and it was disheartening to see, that your average guy can't take some kids out with some lights and a generator and go have fun and shoot fish. But yet that's exactly what happened. And then others were involved, and it turned into a big ordeal. And hopefully he learned a lesson. I don't know, like the police and everything were involved, and hopefully he learned a lesson that we're not out there doing the wrong thing. We're just down there doing the same thing everybody else is during the day, but we're doing it after dark, and it's just a little bit louder and a little bit brighter. If you don't like it, we'll be gone in 2 minutes, 5 minutes, whatever, unless you got a lot of fish in front of you, and then, go inside for a minute, because we might be there a while. But no, it was a great time, but very, very disheartening to see. Still, we catch so much resistance, and it's unnecessary.
That's the same thing, it just like unguided, they're catching resistance for some stuff. We have it happen throughout the times. If you bow fish very long, you've had at some point some person come yelling at you.
Oh yeah.
Typically they're intoxicated. Most of the other people that I've dealt with, they're waving, they're hollering, "What are you doing?" Yeah. "Oh, that's so awesome."
They're excited about it.
If you would stop and talk to them,
Yep.
Like I've even gave people rides on my boat to go down the cove and back up and drop them off at their dock.
Just so they can have an experience.
Yep. And you have that conversation, and it's, kind of changes some attitudes and changes some minds and enlightens people. And I think that's, part of our BAA we do. The Bowfishing Association is about trying to protect our rights and also enlighten people on what we're doing and why we do it. And so that's a very good cause. We recommend definitely supporting it.
Absolutely.
Getting registered. They got pretty cool perks. They just gave away a full Oneida rigged
I can't believe I didn't win it.
Oh man, that's why.
I got one half rigged. My boat capabilities finished out.
So yeah, and so if you get some of that stuff, there's different benefits throughout the year. Also, they help fight for our rights.
They do.
So
and they'll help back what's going on with the unguided outdoors guys. JJ and all them guys. They were doing the right thing. They were doing. Don't get me wrong. They're still doing what they do to gain viewership and all that and gain excitement. But yet at the same time, what they were doing was not wrong or not endangering to our sport or anything by any means. But yet it was taken that way, and it's been portrayed that way. So the BAA is there for that purpose. They will back that up. I don't know if they'll back that situation or how that's all their deal. I don't know the logistics of all that, but I know that that's what they're here for. When we're out shooting our tournaments and scouting and everything, and we have people shooting gunshots at us, that's what they're there for, is to help combat stuff like that. To show the world that what we're doing out here is actually legit and it's right, and it needs to happen. There's nobody else out there trying to protect the sport fishing industry as much as we are. You know, there's nobody else out there. The guys that are bass fishing, crappie fishing,
Walleye
catfishing,
fishing,
walleye fishing, doesn't matter. You know, all of those fish rely on being able to spawn properly without these other species coming in and destroying their beds and their eggs and whatnot. And yet, the only people on the water that are out there to do that are bow fishermen. Not saying we're the only ones doing the right thing, but we're the only ones in that area that are doing the right thing, and we catch so much resistance that it's ridiculous. But it is what it is. We move on. We try to do our best, and don't get me wrong, we have fun doing it. We have a lot of fun doing it. But at the same time, there's somebody else doing it.
Yeah, that's correct.
But enough of that. Really, let's go back to the fun part. Luke's been setting records, which is cool. We got to shoot with William Burris. Was last year's youth fisherman of the year, bow fisherman of the year, and just bow fisherman of the year. Like, he beat out all the adults. And I think most of that was due to, not to take anything from Ben and William, but most of that was due to not enough adults getting involved in the BAA and chasing records, and there's not enough push to go do so, and we really need that. Like, it's there. If you just get online and you look, there's all kinds of records that are attainable. I won't say easily attainable. None of it's easy. You have to find the fish, you have to shoot the fish, and then you have to do that one part, not kicking your record fish off the boat.
Hey.
And not kicking your record fish off the boat before you weigh and measure it. You've got to do so, and it does pay off. You're not gonna get rich doing so, or by any means, but you'll get some recognition, and a lot of people don't care about that. But yet, what it does more than that is it drives the next guy to become a member and become the next guy to get that record, and it will really grow the BAA as a whole. The BAA is only able to do what it does with the backing of its members, such as us. Everybody can go in and just be a free member. That's great. It does show numbers and it does show support, but yet that doesn't help the support. If you go in and you become a platinum member, is that what they're calling it? Yeah. The platinum member, you get more perks. Like this year, there's a ton of giveaways coming up, and like I said, they just gave away a loaded setup, Oneida setup, which is, in my opinion, the only way to go for a bow fishing rig. And they are also just, they're the BAA is still driven by money. It's like anything else. They can only do so much that they can only do what they can afford to do.
Yeah, so when they do fight court costs and battles for us,
that's where the money goes.
That's where that money goes.
Yeah.
But so, what's next on the schedule? Yeah.
For us, it's what do we have coming up? We've got the U.S. Open. We've got
May 1st.
Yeah, we've got, that's closing in fast too.
Yep. The Dixie Classics, the 24th.
Dixie Classic. You guys are, I'm not going to be a part of that one, but Andrew's getting ready to do all his homework for that one. I'm excited for that.
We got Worlds coming up after that.
The Worlds are coming up, and it's gonna be a big year. I think Bowfishing TV is gonna come in, hopefully, right there where it needs to be. We're gonna try to bring all of it to you. We may not be at the Dixie Classic. I don't know if I can make it happen. We will be down there at least to cover the event. Just if nothing else, to show everybody what comes of it. I know the U.S. Open, the Worlds, I've got plans. We're going to have booths set up, have podcasts set up, we're going to try to get all the the people who are somebody, I guess you could say, in the bow fishing world. I don't know. However you want to put it. Everybody is somebody. But we're going to try to bring in all the guys. We're JP and Chuck and John and all them, and just see if we can catch up with Tommy Woods and Tim Escott and all them guys. We're going to try to catch up with all of them. Just get them in there, see what their take is on the bow fishing this year and what their thoughts are on these big events, and let them go from there. Just kind of, you never know what is going to come of it. Heck, we might have horrible shows. We might have great shows. We're going to try to get all of the people who are anybody and who we all look up to. I've looked up to all of these guys for years, and a lot of them have kind of stepped out of the limelight. And now we're here. We're trying to step into it, so we might try to catch that middle ground and see what these guys have to say about it. There's some big players out there in the bow fishing world. There's some that are, doesn't matter if they're well known or not, they're still players.
Yeah.
We see them. We know who they are. We know who's beating everybody at this tournament side. But the good thing about all of it is these tournaments are taking thousands of pounds of invasive species out of the water. And it always goes back to that. I don't know how to not go back to that. It's a big thing. If you're down in the Kentucky Barkley Lake area, there's always what is that? It's Danielle. Yes, Danielle.
Yeah, Danielle they buy your fish from you.
What is it?
It's like,
gosh, dog it! I'm trying to find it now. I cannot remember for the life of me the name of that, but aquatic something. Sorry, Danielle, I can't remember the name of it. I'm bad about that part. But aquatic protein.
Yeah.
You catch up with them, you can get paid to shoot these fish. 8 cents a pound, I think is what it was last I knew. It may be more, maybe less. I don't know. But what's better than getting paid to shoot fish? Besides just shooting fish. I mean, I love it. But what else we got going on? You got a new airboat coming.
You got a new airboat coming. Hopefully it's going to just got word that it's a couple weeks and they'll be starting it. I'll be very happy to get the new setup with the new motor that's been built for it. Should be a good time.
I didn't stop my stream. Did I stop it? Is our stream still going? This thing says stream finished. It's gonna be dumb if it's. Oh no, that's earlier. Why can't I get away from that? Oh, I gotta love computers. If I'm not still streaming, I'm gonna be mad. Everybody gets to see me throw a little 10-year-old fit. It only took. Is it still going? All right, cool. All right.
So you got three people watching.
Oh, a whole 3. Hey, we're moving up in the world.
All right, cool. All right.
Anyway, yeah. I don't know what else. There's been a lot going on. We're mostly just trying to get this thing here going. You'll be seeing a lot more of this stuff just now that we kind of got the ice broke a little bit, so to speak.
We'll probably try to set up some times so everyone can kind of know when it's going to happen. This was just a last minute. I happen to be down here for another reason.
Yeah. And we're about an hour away from each other, hour and a half, I guess, really, from home to home, away from each other. So it's a little logistically a mess. But when we can make it happen, we'll try to let everybody know ahead of time. Above that, though, really, we've got a lot of new content getting ready to hit YouTube. We've got several trips that have been filmed. And it's all getting ready to hit YouTube right here.
We got several more trips that are getting ready to be filmed as well.
Yeah, and
I'm gonna start holding it ransom though for these other trips till some get.
So if anybody knows
out.
an editor, the fast one let me know. Not really. I've got a lot of stuff. It's coming together. I'm here at the studio now, and actually, I was planning on being here this evening, putting stuff together. So, hopefully, this week, start getting them knocked out. A couple of weeks. There's a lot of backlog, a lot of library waiting to come out. Been dealing with network stuff, trying to not step on toes from the networks. They require
Certain
stupid things. I can't air certain things until they see it. Whoop-de-doo. But anyway, I hate network TV. Just for the record, I do hate network TV, but it's necessary. It is necessary. We will prevail, and we will outdo that, and we will have more content than necessary real soon. And like you said, there was a lot more getting ready to come up. We've got a lot of things we're getting ready to film. And if you check I believe I've posted it on our Facebook. I don't remember if I've posted it lately. There are opportunities for you to get out with us. Certain areas, certain circumstances. As long as there's not any tournament situations going on, get out with us and shoot a little bit. We can. We're not a guide service, but we love to get out and shoot fish. And there's always not always, but a lot of times there's room for one more person, or whatever. And it's that time of year. It's getting ready to pop off, and people are going to have a lot of fun if they get out.
Yeah, as soon as this weather kind of changes to a steady.
Yeah, steady.
Where it's not 70 and then 32 for a high, and then 80 and then 40 for a high.
If you look at that, we live in the Midwest.
Yeah. So, but like I said, we will get together. We'll post on Bowfishing TV and
Bowfishing.
Set up basically when we go to a state, and we'll have an open spot if someone wants to come with us.
And what it takes to get that.
So,
I mean, it's not just going to be hey, let us know you want to go, and you're going, because we can't take everybody. Yeah. There'll be requirements. There'll be maybe a competition somehow, some way. I don't know what we're going to do yet, but we'll do something. There'll be a way to see who really wants to go. But I don't know. It's all in fun. We're just here to have fun, right? Mm-hmm. I mean, and trust me, some of us have more fun than others, and I guarantee you, we have more fun than most. we do.
That's what my wife says.
With all that being said, like I say, this is pretty informal. Just hey, this is where we're at, what we've been doing, kind of a test run, if nothing else. We've got some stuff we've got to catch up with a couple of our sponsors and stuff here on the next one. Joe Hilty, my buddy here in town, he's going to be on. He just got him a new boat, Nar Custom. It is sweet. I haven't been on it yet. I love our other R&R that my buddy Robbie's been shooting off of for a little over a year now. Great boats, get a lot of room on them. You're getting ready to have You're having a Phoenix built from Dustin Cole down in Texas, in their boat. These others are kicker boats. It's a whole different game. We've got a lot coming up, a lot that's happened, a lot of our other guys to still catch up with, and hopefully, I know Joe's got a lot of input on a couple other things, some products we've been using and stuff like that coming up for you. We'll do some product reviews, lake reviews, water reviews, whatever. I don't know what we're going to call it. I don't know what we're going to do. Nobody does. Basically, welcome to the inside of this brain. You never know what's going to happen.
I can tell you, we've been testing the new Loxley arrows out.
Oh my gosh!
And
everything from them guys.
The gloves, we've been, that's a hands down.
Winner.
Everything from there to your Costas.
Oh man, yeah. Gosh, another winner right there, man.
Our Muzzy reels.
I don't know what I said. I said mine are over there. Yep.
They're actually almost lost these in the water. Almost jumped in after them.
Yeah, that's something to jump in for.
Yeah. So, several things. Our Oneidas, our bows is what we're going to shoot.
Yeah.
It's what we have.
Yeah.
Them
Oneidas We've actually got a thing coming up that we need to do. I started off with is the Oneida the ultimate bow fishing bow?
Yeah.
110%, in my opinion, yeah, absolutely. But
And everyone has their opinion.
they do.
I like shooting. I grew up shooting a recurve,
Yep.
long bows. So me picking up an Oneida
Was nothing.
was not a big deal. And shooting fingers with an Oneida and being able to snap shoot and adjust your poundage quickly,
Yeah,
it's just,
it's natural.
Yeah.
So there'll be a lot to come on that soon. I don't know anything else. We got 3 people watching now. Man, oh, there's Joe. Joe says, "No kidding. Ready for stable weather, man? You ain't kidding, Joe." Did you get that sea deck yet on that boat? If you did, then well, the weather sucks today, but who knows what tonight will bring. When you're when you're ready to get out there on the water, brother, you just let me know. Or when you're ready to get in here in the studio. I know usually I'm surprised you didn't show up yet, Joe. My truck's been outside for over an hour. Come on. And usually anytime I'm in the studio, Joe makes sure he swings by because he lives right here by us. And it's a great time. Anytime I get to talk to him, he's always got some good input on what he's been doing up to his boat, his setups. I've sent a lot of. He's using a lot of Jeremiah's Boondock Outdoors products, the Clicky Stick, his Arrow Rests, both phenomenal products. The Arrow Rests, in my opinion, from Boondock Outdoors are unparalleled. Really, they're the best I've used. So we'll get into that later. There'll be some reviews coming up on all that. The Clicky Stick, only thing to make a Muzzy reel better, since they put the anti-reverse gear in there. Once they put the new bearing in there, I mean, that and the Clicky Stick is the only thing I've found yet to make that reel any better. And other great products we've got, they'll all be coming up. Other than that, you got anything?
That's it.
You're about done. You're out of town.
I'm gonna head home.
You got a long trip home still. You've been down here working all day.
Change. Yeah, I've been working. Pull the airboat back home and
wash it down. Where are we gonna go shoot fish tonight?
I am. I'm gonna
Are
go.
you?
Yeah.
Right. Well, never mind. We're at, no.
So let's see. Let me check the weather, the wind real quick. So on a kicker boat, I really don't mess with checking the wind unless it's just howling. On an airboat, it's a whole nother ballgame.
Man, I didn't realize that as much till this last week when we were in Texas. And Andrew's been on an airboat more than I have. I've been on an airboat plenty, but he's operated an airboat more. So we're gonna go shoot fish tonight.
It's gonna be a 10-mile-an-hour wind.
We can deal with that as long as the weatherman's right.
It's gonna be 10 to 4, 8 p.m. 10 mile an hour, 10 p.m. 4 mile an hour.
Oh, so it's gonna okay.
Yep, so it's going to die down, but it will be 40 degrees. All the way down to 32. So we might have ice again on the deck. We'll see.
Who knows? Yeah. Nothing like waking up. I have to say, I met you at your house the other day when we went to Texas, and there was ice on the deck sitting in your driveway. It was a smooth layer. When we get down to Texas, and it was 80-something degrees.
Yeah, I'm just glad we had that
70, almost 80. Yeah, that sea deck on there was nice.
Sea deck on there, keep that
just give you a little
shining. Yep. So
but anyway, what you got?
I'm
Red Bulled up.
Yeah.
Ready to rock and roll.
I'm gonna probably talk to the wife and just inform her that.
Yes, I know how that goes.
This is what I'm gonna do tonight.
Sorry, wives of the world.
But we'll go out tonight, get some footage, have some fun.
Kill stuff. Do our thing. Do what we do.
Get on the water.
Hopefully we'll see you soon. I don't know. We may be able to make this happen a little more regular. Who knows? If not, see you in 6 months. We're out.
Later.
Now, how do I end this thing?
Well, you got to click that one button.
Oh, that one button.
Yep, that one button where you just pull your internet connection.
All right.
You probably have to save it and share it.
I really don't know how to end this thing. I got all these different programs that stop streaming.